allegedly, there is currently an artificial hate campaign victimizing Pedro Pascal online. And it's not real people who are making fun of him. They're all bots that are being employed by some shadowy person or organization in the background trying to make us think that Pedro Pascal is an obnoxious male feminist pervert. I learned today that I am one of those robots. I'm a robot.
I mean, I'd almost like it to be true because that would make whoever this is like a generational hater.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. Well, I saw first this joke about how all of the hate against Pedro Pascal during the promo for Fantastic Four is just all of the monkeys, you know, writing
from
the bot farm, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, apparently we are both bots. We're under the impression that we have our own thoughts, right? But in reality, we're being paid by Peter Thiel or something to make negative posts about Pedro Pascal. So
I will say this.
I'm glad that I've learned this today.
I will say this, that the Dokes memes, they caught up to Instagram unusually fast. Meaning that I felt the same way when Fast and the Furious memes were coming out, and when Fast and the Furious 9 was coming out, which was like an organized meme campaign around the idea of family. It was all of these memes about Dom saying, yeah, but you can beat it with family. The amount of reels that I've seen on Instagram about this are a bit suspiciously much, but it could just be my algorithm. But most of my algorithm isn't that, focused on content like this. So it was interesting. There's a lot of them.
Offers some examples here. Me wondering why Pedro Pascal never has anxiety around his male coworkers. When you get anxiety, so now you have to grope the nearest female coworker. A video of Pedro Pascal touching Willem Dafoe's wife is resurfacing. We can actually show that clip
yes, we
here.
Have that here. Hold on, let me pull it up.
But no, this is all AstroTurf. This isn't real.
Here we go.
This never happened.
This video is damning.
The chin touch is insane work. What is that?
Who does that?
Look, like just another double take here. What he does when he stands up and turns to Willem Dafoe's wife, and Willem Dafoe's smile just gets wiped off of his face. He's like, hey, man. And he points at Pedro. I don't know what he's saying.
I will say that,
if you're listening rather than watching,
those pants are an affliction.
If you're listening rather than watching, Pedro was like caressing the chin of Willem Dafoe's wife on a red carpet there, and this is just one of seemingly countless examples of his inappropriate PDA with female colleagues.
He got anxiety for Willem Dafoe, so he was just acting on behalf of Willem Dafoe.
Right, I see. It's all making sense. And these are all viral posts that are getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views and likes. And the claim is that this is somehow part of a coordinated, targeted smear campaign against Pedro Pascal, and none of it is organic, much like the supposed smear campaigns that targeted Amber Heard back in 2022 or Blake Lively in this past year. So, sure, yeah, Pedro Pascal is... he's just getting defamed. None of this is real. We have no actual reason to dislike Pedro Pascal. There is simply no way that we could possibly believe this guy is unpopular.
How much of your timeline has been these memes on X? It's been a lot of my
Not
timeline.
a lot for mine, but we have very different algorithms. I just know for a fact that I've contributed to it because I personally dislike Pedro Pascal, or at least who he portrays himself to be, and I know that I'm not a robot. I genuinely feel that way. And it's similar to how Blake Lively has launched an entire, $400 million lawsuit over the fact that she can't believe people didn't like her online for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And now this infamous gimmick account called Leave Heard Alone has jumped into the conversation. This is one that has been around for years, and she gained a bunch of followers from covering the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial in 2022. But now she talks about, feminism and social media manipulation. She believes the theory that Pedro is being targeted. She says, I know an artificial smear campaign when I see one, and Pedro Pascal is being targeted. Probably because he's so well loved by so many and an advocate for trans rights.
Must be.
Yeah, those are trans rights. Yeah, that's a notoriously not divisive topic that couldn't possibly get anyone on his bad side.
There's a certain level of like some people just can't imagine a world exists outside of their experience, that anything that disagrees with their, maybe that's kind of the benefit of existing in this space. If it's someone like you who has a conservative worldview, or someone like me who doesn't necessarily have that but exists in this sphere, you're consistently bombarded by people who have opinions that run contrary to what you believe. So there's like healthy pushback against whatever it is you may think or feel. Whereas for some people, they fall so firmly into whatever is generically socially acceptable, they can't imagine a world existing outside of their own experience. Something that disagrees with them seems almost impossible because so much of their views are just made up by generically falling in line with whatever is socially acceptable at the time. Now, I'm not saying that's true of this person, maybe a true believer, whatever. But for a lot of people, they don't put a whole lot of thought into these ideas because they kind of live life on autopilot.
But the least we can say for ourselves is that when we get pushback on our views or opinions or personalities online, we don't assume that it's just all fake and artificial. We can accept that those people genuinely dislike something we've said and move on with our lives. But someone like Blake Lively, for instance, can't. We have a 20 from Francisco Sanchez Jr. Are people forgetting the photo of Pedro Pascal and Mark Ruffalo cuddling? I thought that was Pedro and Oscar Isaac, but if I'm unaware of a Mark Ruffalo... Or is there like
another one?
Look that up. See if there's photo evidence of Pedro cuddling Mark Ruffalo. It sounds real.
To whoever's, on the Wi-Fi. It's not my fault.
Sorry, we are looking up like pleasing Harry Styles and Pedro Pascal, Mark Ruffalo cuddling pics.
Yeah, hold on
the company Wi-Fi. So Leave Herd Alone expanded on this claim in a full thread. Here's how you know Pedro Pascal is being targeted by a smear campaign effort. Typically, when a woman comes forward about a co-star's sexual misconduct toward them, do you know what happens? People bend over backwards to support the man accused of misconduct. And here, of course, she's referencing Blake Lively. Typically, when a man comes forward about a co-star's sexual misconduct toward them, do you know what happens? People bend over backwards to support the man accused of misconduct. And then she says, what makes Pedro Pascal different? He is an immigrant from Chile that women love, who is vocal about protecting diversity and lesbian, gay, queer, and trans rights. He's the most popular actor on the planet right now with 3 movies he stars in theaters right effing now. And he is the antithesis of everything conservatives hate. So he is being targeted. I think she means that he is the antithesis of everything conservatives love. But these people have literacy challenges.
I don't have that picture, but this one's actually worse.
That's Mark Ruffalo right there?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I think it was mainly Oscar Isaac. They were getting really up close and personal together. So yeah, these people are convinced that all of the hate against Pedro Pascal is paid for. It's all payola. I'm just like wondering when my check is gonna come in the mail. I haven't gotten a check yet, so I'm a little bit peeved.
I don't buy that people don't know that this is weird when she's a married, an engaged woman with a child on the way. Yeah. Vanessa
Kirby just, caressing Pedro Pascal's neck, nuzzling him all over his face, interlocking fingers.
To be fair, these are not him reaching out for her. This is her reaching out for him. So maybe it's just as simple as it's an affair, and they're just really bad at hiding it.
With the exception of the Comic-Con video where he grabs for her hand, but most of these are Vanessa Kirby's advances.
But if that baby comes out with a bad mustache, I'm going to start calling into question whether it's her Her husbands are not.
And just saying someone is popular in Hollywood right now doesn't mean that that actor or actress is organically popular. Obviously, Hollywood can foist whatever and whoever they want on the public because we don't make these decisions. So the fact that Pedro Pascal is an overexposed actor right now has nothing to do with a popular demand for him to be all over our screens in every theatrical release that is available right
It's
now.
like when I talk about there was a time when Jai Courtney was thrust upon everybody,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, he's not nearly talented enough to justify this much screen time. Now, people would say that Pedro Pascal may be more talented than Jai Courtney, but that doesn't mean that there's that much organic
Yeah.
interest for everything that he's in. Granted, I don't think Eddington is supposed to make a whole ton of money. It's not expected to make a whole ton of money given the type of movie that
Neither
it
was
is.
Materialists.
Yeah, but, you know...
But no, it's a coordinated smear campaign against Jai Courtney. He's clearly super popular.
I will say,
So
though,
you
that
must
if
be
the-
wrong.
If Fantastic Four does really, really well, it's in spite of his performance. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.